In order to really accelerate these innovations, we need a new, vibrant talent that can do a lot of these different roles in a very, very expert way. About an engineer to me is somebody that can take an idea and turn it into reality. The archetype of the Tony Stark, Iron Man, is not right, because you're going to find somebody that they might know all of that, but they're really good at some parts and not so good at other parts. Hyperscaler community, the big ones, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, AWS, so Oracle, thinking of Stargate. We need new technology to solve problems, but we also need it at scale. We really need not only a good idea, but an idea that can be scaled up.
Sure, lovely to have you again on Let's Talk Tech.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for...
Hey, everybody.
Can you update us? Where are we in terms of the gap between innovation and adoption? My other campaign is Talent for the Future.
Talent, yeah.
Send a message to young people. What is needed in the industry?
What is needed?
Why should they come to data centers?
The topic of commercializing new innovations, especially energy innovations, with talent, those are inextricably linked, because it takes so much effort to take a new idea from sort of at the lab and get it into a stage where it's really scaled up. Well, if you think about Tony Stark, right, Iron Man on Marvel, what you see is this person, and that one person kind of does it all. It's the brilliant scientist at the molecular level that comes up with some new, in his case, of the arc reactor. You also saw Tony Stark, the engineer, who could take that idea and actually build it. You saw Tony Stark, the test engineer, that could take that thing that was built, test it, and refine it. You saw Tony Stark, the businessman, that was able to then, sort of capitalize on that. I think that's sort of like the essence of the talent, the different types of talent that is going to need to take innovation out of R&D and actually get it into the lab, or to get it into the market. One of the biggest issues any new technology has is getting out of the valley of death. The valley of death is when you got a new idea, you're borrowing all this money, or you're getting grants to develop all of that hardcore stuff that Iron Man Stark was doing with, building hiring PhDs, testing it, all that kind of stuff. And that takes a lot of money. But on the back end, you're going to make it all back once you're selling this product out on the market. And so that valley of death, people want it to be as shallow as possible and as short as possible. For me, a customer who wants to buy a lot of this stuff, I also want that period to be as short as possible also. So this happens a lot of times when we talk about this gap, is I'll see a new idea and it looks awesome. And maybe I'm sitting around with an idea that came out of a university. So these are very young people, for example. And it's a great idea. And if only they could take that idea and commercialize it and then scale it up to data center scale, what would it take? When I get answers, usually I'll hear one of two things. Either they don't know, or they do give me an answer, or it's going to take so long. But you really can't believe them, because these are like scientists. They're not logistics, supply chain experts. So I think in order to really accelerate these innovations, we need a new, vibrant talent that can do a lot of these different roles in a very, very expert way.
This integration of skills, there's still no one degree that can deliver that person. So there is still a need to, sort of raise people up into the industry and train them. What are you looking for? Is it mostly engineers?
I think what's important about an engineer to me is somebody that can take an idea and turn it into reality. An engineer's job is to make things better or to solve problems, maybe a little bit of both. When you're working with a scientist that has a brand new, cutting edge idea, it requires engineers to then take that out of the chalkboard and get it into reality, and then get it tested. The archetype of the Tony Stark, Iron Man, is not right, because you're going to find somebody that they might know all of that, but they're really good at some parts and not so good at other parts.
That's what collaboration and teamwork is about.
It is teamwork and diversity as well.
And you know, we were talking about cooling, the energy efficiency, etc. And you said you're happy to be early adopters, and if there is any interesting technologies out there, you'll be all over it.
That's right.
Did you find anything?
So, and when I said we, I was talking about the hyperscaler community, you know, the big ones, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, AWS, and there's some more coming on as well. So it's not just the four, right? Oracle, thinking of Stargate. We need new technology to solve problems, but we also need it at scale. If somebody has got a new idea and it's going to disrupt in a positive way how we build data centers, make them more efficient, make them more sustainable. We really need not only a good idea, but an idea that can be scaled up.